Very good morning, children. So, welcome again to your English online classes. Our chapter 7, The Necklace, is going on from your supplementary reader book. And till now, I hope so, you understood the story. So, let's recall a little bit what we studied in the previous class. We came to know that Matilda, who had got one new gown for the ball, that is the dance party, but she was lacking the jewels, so her husband asked her to borrow it from one of the friends, Madame Forrester. So the day of the ball arrived, she had already borrowed one diamond necklace for that occasion from Madame Forrester, and now she was very happy. And when she reached the party, she was a great success. All praised her there. She was the prettiest of all. And she was so happy that she danced with enthusiasm and she was mad with pleasure. Okay, and even she went home towards 4 o'clock in the morning, and her husband had been half asleep in the salon since midnight. And afterwards, when she came there, he threw, means Mr. Lozel, he just wrapped her shoulders with the shrug, and that was the modest shrug. Modest means, I told you, little bit cheap, not so costly. And that time Matilda wanted to hurry home. Why? Because she didn't want to be seen by other women in those wraps, who had so beautiful fur wraps, who were rich class women. So she never wanted to show her modest shrug to them. According to her, it shows her poverty, so she wanted to hide that. Okay, so after that, Mr. Lozel asked even to book a cab, but she didn't hear, and they started walking. They got one carriage at last, and they reached home. And after reaching home, when Matilda removed the wraps from her shoulders before the glass, she wanted to look herself for one time more. Okay, so she wanted to have a final view actually in her glory. So after seeing in the glass, she uttered a cry. Why? Because her necklace, the diamond necklace which she had borrowed from Madame Forrester, was not round her neck, because it had been lost. So till here we came to know in the story. So let's continue the story, children, today without wasting our time. Coming to your book, be with me and try to understand it. Lozel, already half undressed, asked, "What's the matter?" She turned towards him excitedly. I have no longer have Madame Forrester's necklace." He arose in dismay. "What? How is that? It's not possible." And they looked in the folds of the dress, in the folds of the cloak, in the pockets, everywhere. They could not find it. He asked, "You are sure you still had it when we left the minister's house?" See, now what happened? You know, children, when you also just lose something which is very precious to you, okay, that time how you behave, the same manner here you can just imagine that Lozel, he was half undressed because they were changing their dress after reaching home. So he asked to Mrs. Lozel, "What's the matter?" So she turned towards Mr. Lozel, and she was very excited to say that she don't have that necklace, diamond necklace of Madame Forrester's with her now. Now hearing this, Mr. Lozel, he arose in dismay. He was really shocked, okay, that what she is saying, how it could happen. And he was saying it's not possible at all. And after that, they started searching madly everywhere within the folds of the dresses, means the dress which they had removed, they had worn that day, that in between sometimes it happens that it gets stuck somewhere, or in the folds of the cloak means that outer garment. Okay, then in the pockets of all the dresses, everywhere they started searching madly, but they couldn't find it. So at last he asked her that whether she's sure that when they left the minister's house it was in her neck. Yes, I felt it as we came out. But if you had lost it in the street, we should have heard it fall. It must be in the cab. Yes, it is possible. Did you take the number? No. And you? Did you notice what it was? No. They looked at each other, utterly cast down. Finally, Loisel dressed himself again. Now what happens? Yes, I felt it means Mrs. Loisel, Matilda Loisel. She is saying, yes, when we came out from the minister's house, it was there. I felt that. I touched it and I found it was there in the neck. So, but if you had lost it in the street, so Mr. Loisel is just guessing, if you would have lost it in the street when we were walking there, then we would have definitely heard the voice little bit of it, that something has fallen. Okay, so maybe it may be in the cab, in the taxi maybe. Okay, so she also agreed that yes, it may be possible. So she was just telling that, did you noticed the number of that taxi? No. And you, did you notice what it was? So both of them, they are asking each other whether they had noticed and they remember the number of the taxi, so that they may call and ask that person, okay, if it was there. So no, the reply was no, no one, both of them, they didn't notice. So they looked at each other, utterly cast down. Cast down means a very tired and sad way. Both were fully tired that time, and they were now very sad again, because that necklace, the borrowed necklace, was lost. Okay, so what Mr. Loisel do? He again dressed himself so that he could go and search somewhere. I am going, he said, over the track where we went on foot to see if I can find it. And he went. She remained in her evening gown, not having the force to go to bed. Towards 7 o'clock, her husband returned. He had found nothing. So, Mr. Loisel, he dressed up again, and he thought that maybe he can search or he can find it in the place where they were walking on the foot. Okay, on the track means on the path from where they walked and came. So maybe he may found there. But here she remained in that same evening gown, because she was now very sad and she was not willing to go to even the bed. Now it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and her husband returned back, and he came empty handed. He found nothing. Again, what happens? He went to the police and the cab offices and put an advertisement in the newspapers offering a reward. She waited all day in a state of bewilderment before this frightful disaster. Loisel returned in the evening, his face pale. He had discovered nothing. He said, write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and that you will have it repaired. That will give us time. She wrote as he dictated. Now see, all the manipulations are going on, that in what way either they have to get that necklace back anyhow, okay, or they will have to just purchase the new one of the same type and give it. So now what they are doing, this fellow Mr. Loisel, he when he found nothing, when he came back home, then he again went to the police to file the report, and even to the cab offices he went. Okay, and he put an advertisement of that in the newspaper even, that anyone who will find and bring the necklace back, they will be rewarded. Okay, they will be given some reward. Now here Matilda, she waited all day in the state of bewilderment, means in fear. Okay, she was fearful. She was very anxious whether she would be able to get the same necklace back or not. And before this frightful disaster, frightful means full of fear, Disaster means, you know, a very great tragedy. It was really a tragedy for her. Okay, so before this fearful tragedy, she was very fearful all the whole day. Now in the evening, Mr. Loisel, he came back home, but with the face pale, means unhappy, yellowish face, and because he had discovered, he found nothing there. There was no response from anywhere regarding that necklace. So what suggestion he gave? He asked Matilda to write one letter to her friend, that by mistake she had broken the clasp. Clasp means, you understand children, to fastening device, means to lock that necklace at the back. Okay, when hook type is there, fastening one. So just one idea he gave, that just you write that clasp, that fastening device has been broken of that necklace, and after getting it repaired you will return it back. So she needs little time to return it. Okay, so she also agreed, and Matilda, she wrote what her husband dictated, means spoke to write, okay, in that letter to her. Now at the end of a week they had lost all hope, and Loisel, older by 5 years, declared, we must replace this jewel. Okay, in a shop of the Palais Royal, they found a chaplet of diamonds which seemed to them exactly like the one they had lost. It was valued at 40,000 francs. They could get it for 36,000. Now, after a week, when they didn't get any result regarding that necklace, they didn't find any clue. Now they were hopeless, both of them, because now they can't take much time. And Loisel, older by 5 years, means he was so tired. It seems that 5 years passed searching the necklace. Okay, so he declared that now it is useless to search that, so we must replace this jewel. We have to replace it, means we have to give her back the same, another new one, okay, in place of that. So what happened after that? Where they went? In a shop of the Palais Royal, one very big shop of the jewels, they found a chaplet of diamonds. Chaplet means a wreath of flowers, okay, or the leaves. They found that diamonds in that shape, which seemed to them exactly like the one which they had lost. Okay, and what was the cost of that necklace, diamonds? It cost 40,000 francs, and they could get, after bargaining, in 36,000 only. Loisel possessed 18,000 francs, which his father had left him. He borrowed the rest. He made ruinous promises, took money from the usurers and the whole race of lenders. Then he went to get the new necklace, depositing on the merchant's counter 36,000 francs. When Madame Loisel took back the jewels to Madame Forester, the latter said to her in a frigid tone, you should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them. So now children, see what is the consequence of that. Okay, now Mr. Loisel, a poor fellow, he possessed, means he had only with him 18,000 francs at present that time. Okay, that also his father had left for him, and the rest of the money, means he need total 36,000. So 18 more he need. So he borrowed the rest again, from where he made ruinous promises. Ruinous means destructive promises. He promised everyone that he will be returning the money soon. Okay, but this is the just full destruction, because now the whole money which he had as being his savings, he is going to lose that, isn't it? And even he took money from the usurers and the whole race of lenders. Who are these usurers? The money lenders who charge the high rate of interest. They are known as usurers. Okay, so he even borrowed money from them, and even other lenders who used to lend the money. Okay, so from the whole race of lenders he collected, borrowed the money, and he did the promises to return it back even very soon. Okay, and then he went to the shop to get the new necklace. He deposited that amount, that is 36,000 francs, at the merchant's counter too, and he got that diamond necklace. Okay, now he brought it home, and when Madame Loisel, that is Matilda, when she took that jewel to Madame Forestier to return her back to her house, the latter, who is the latter? Madame Forestier. She said to her in a frigid tone, in little bit stiffness, okay, in hard tone, that she should have returned her jewels very soon because she might have needed them. Okay, she took very long time to return, that she should not have done, that she told to Matilda. Now Madame Forestier did not open the jewel box as Madame Loisel feared she would. What would she think if she should perceive the substitution? What should she say? Would she take her for a robber? Madame Loisel now knew the horrible life of necessity. She did her part, however, completely heroically. It was necessary to pay this frightful debt. She would pay it. They sent away the maid. They changed their lodgings. They rented some rooms in an attic. So now what happens? Madame Forestier, okay, she didn't open that jewel box. Okay, she didn't open that, the one which she had given, as Madame Loisel feared she would. Means she was thinking that if she will open and if she will find that this was not her own necklace, then what would happen? This was going on in her mind, isn't it? So she was just going on thinking that what Madame Forestier will think if she should perceive. Perceive means see with the mind. Means if she will see with her mind, with the eyes, it will look similar. But sometimes it happens now, from our conscience it comes. Though it looks similar, but it can't be mine. Likewise, okay. If she perceives, see with her mind about the replacement she had done, then what she will think and what she would say to her, whether she would charge her as a robber. So all these questions were going on in Matilda's mind. Okay, Madame Loisel now knew the horrible life of necessity. So now she had to face very terrible life. Okay, because now nothing was left in their hands to survive with them, no money. So she did her part, however, completely heroically. Heroically means very boldly, with bravery. She did that work of replacement and returning back, because it was necessary to pay this frightful debt. Okay, debt means the amount which you take, okay, and that you have to return it back. So that is the debt. So anyhow she had to pay that frightful debt back to her, isn't it? So she would pay it. Anyhow she would pay it, and they sent away the maid. For that purpose, what all things she had to manage, she had to send away the maid from her house. Even she changed their residence. Lodgings means the residence where they used to stay. They rented some rooms in an attic, room on the roof. Now they had to book the room on the roof. Okay, she learned the arduous work of a kitchen. She washed the dishes, she washed the soiled linen, their clothes and dust clothes, which she hung on the line to dry. She took down the refuse to the street each morning and brought up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath. And clothed like a woman of the people, she went to the grocers, the butchers, and the fruiters with her basket on her arm, shopping, haggling to the last saw of her miserable money. So see how miserable life she had to lead now. Okay, for one little greed, that was her greed only. Okay, that and that she wanted to show herself as the rich woman, and now see her condition that brought her to. Okay, so what happens here, that now she learned the odious work of a kitchen. Okay, odious work means hateful, which she hated a lot of what all things in the kitchen. Now she had to wash the dish because she had sent away the maid. Okay, she had to wash the dish. She washed the soiled linen, it means all that soiled dirty linens. Okay, linens means the clothes, the dirty clothes she had to wash. Their clothes, and dish clothes means their own clothes. Even the dish clothes means what they used in the kitchen, all the clothes which she hung on the line to dry. Then she had to hang all the clothes to dry. Okay, then she took down to refuse to the street each morning and brought up the water. So now she had to go to fill the water every morning, okay, which she refused to do earlier. Stopping at each landing to catch her breath, means just now she was finding it very difficult to do all this work. Means at each landing, at each place, she had to stop and she has to take the breath, and then only she could do all that work. And clothed like a woman of the people, now like an ordinary people, she had to dress up. She had to went to the grocer shop, okay, to shop. The butchers, even butcher, you understand children, one who sells the meats. And even to buy the fruiters, with her basket on her arms, she had to carry those baskets. And very very normal life she had to lead, which she never wanted to. Okay, and shopping, haggling means bargaining. Now she had to go for the shopping, and she had to bargain to the last sou. Sou is the French currency, that is the part of a franc, okay, of her miserable money. Means she had to bargain even for that part of the franc, because now miserable means very sorrowful. Now this condition became so sorrowful for the money that she had to bargain a lot. And every household jobs, not only household, she had to go out to do all these petty works which never she wanted to and never she used to do. So that one diamond necklace brought her to just what to say, the most pitiable condition. So let me stop here children in today's class. Tomorrow we'll continue again. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.